What's up guys, welcome back to a new video. In this video we are going to discuss 7 reasons which you should consider before immigrating to Canada or even before planning to immigrate to Canada. So without wasting much of our time, let's start the video. Number 1 is if your main goal is to earn money or earn in dollars. Guys, always remember money doesn't grow on trees in developed countries. I know many agents in India will tell you that you can earn 1 lakh per month or 1.5 lakh per month, but you also need to consider the cost of living, the high living expenses. If you are earning 1.5 lakh per month, you might be spending around 1 lakh just in the living expenses, and still you will be just living on sharing. So remember to consider the living expenses also. Just don't focus on the salary which you will be getting after immigrating to Canada or any other developed country. Some people are so desperate to immigrate to certain countries just to earn money that they are ready to do any kind of job they are getting. They don't do any kind of research, they don't have any information where they will be working, if the job offer they are getting is authentic or not, but they are ready to pay the amount to agent and they just want to come to Canada and make money. If you are working in this kind of jobs, you won't have any future 5 years from now. So please do as much research as possible and get as much information as possible before even considering the option to immigrate to Canada. Number 2 is if you have a very well prestigious job and job security in India. Guys, when you are coming here, most of you will be starting everything from the scratch. No matter how good you are or how much amount of experience you have, unless any employer has sponsored your visa or you are coming on-site, you'll have to struggle in the initial couple of months or even couple of years before your life actually gets settled here. There is no point to come to a new country if you are already living comfortably in your home country and you don't have any stress at all and your life is going easy. Of course, some people would want to try their luck and see the new career opportunities they can get. And especially if you are from CS or IT background, you will find it a lot more easier to get a job compared to the people who are from electrical, civil or mechanical background, especially in the cities like Toronto, Vancouver and Montreal. But if I had a chance where I can live with my family, I also have a good job and I also have a job security, then I wouldn't want to try anything new or immigrating to a new country, because then I'll be starting everything from scratch there. I'll be starting everything from zero unless any employer is sponsoring my visa and I already have a job offer even before immigrating to that country. Sometimes it's all about the grass looking greener on the other side. But also remember, this only applies to the people who are already living comfortably in their home country. Number 3 is if you want your kids to grow up in the values in which you were raised up. Guys, I read lots of answers on Quora in which there were people who were living in San Francisco for like last 5 to 6 years or any other US city, and now they are planning to go back to India because they want their kids to grow up in an environment, in a culture in which they have been raised up. Of course, since they are from CS or IT background, they wouldn't find it difficult to get a job after coming back here. But the point here I'm trying to make is your kids are gonna go to college, your kids are gonna go to school, and at some point of time either you will see a culture shock or your kids will feel a culture shock if you are trying to force on the values and the tradition and culture in which you were brought up. So you will have to be a little lenient on that part and let some of the things go, as your kids will be adapting to the new culture, the new environment and the new country they are living in. Number 4 is if you don't like the lifestyle of doing everything by yourself. If you are coming to a developed country like Canada, you'll have to cook for yourself, you'll have to do your own laundry, you'll have to buy groceries, and most of your time will be spent doing all these things on weekdays. Especially if you don't have car, the transportation time will be much more and the only free time you will get will be on weekends. In India, we can easily afford a maid even if we are making a decent amount, and she does most of these things. And if you are living with your parents, Your mom is the one who is doing all these things, so you don't have to worry about your laundry, the cooking part, the clothing. So if you are very comfortable living in this lifestyle and you don't like to do all this work by yourself and you can't adapt to this kind of culture, then please consider again before immigrating to Canada, because here labor is very expensive and you will have to do everything by yourself, which is going to take most of your time. And let's say even if you want to opt for any maid service or any other kind of home cleaning service, it is going to cost you a lot more here because labor is very expensive. So please keep this thing in your mind that you will have to manage everything of your life by yourself if you are coming here. Number 5 is if you are attached to living in a joint family environment. Guys, one thing is very clear, that the social life in which we live in developing countries like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka is much more better than the social life in which you will be living in countries like USA, Canada, Australia or New Zealand. There are probably two reasons for this. First is you might not have as many contacts in a new country, you might not know that many people, you don't have any relatives, and other is every single person here is busy. As we discussed, most of your weekdays time is spent going to job and in transportation and doing other household chores. You hardly get some time on weekends. But even if you are free on weekends, maybe the person whom you know or any contacts or any friends might not be available for you on weekends. They might have any other job or they might be busy with any other thing. So if you are used to celebrate the festivals with your friends, with family and with your neighbors and going to your relatives home every once in a while and living in a joint family celebrating everything, then you will struggle a lot to adapt to the lifestyle here. You'll feel a bit alone and you'll feel that no one is there for you or you don't have any contacts, especially in the first 1 or 2 years when you are very new to this country and when you don't have much contacts apart from the friends or roommates with whom you are living. So you will miss this joint family environment a lot, and there is absolutely no solution, no fix to it. If you are used to living this way, then please consider the option of immigrating to a new country again and think about all the positives and negatives, and based on that, then take your decision. Life in almost every developed country is a lot more busier, and as we have been discussing so far that most of your time on weekdays will be spent on going to job, in transportation, coming back home and doing all the household chores like cooking, and you will get some time off on weekends, but then again there will be some possibility that there is some other work that you need to do on weekends. And this applies to every single person who is living here, not just immigrant specific or not just student specific. Even people who have been living here and are well settled here, even their life is very busy, even they don't get much free time on weekdays. So this will be routine for you and there's nothing you can really do about it. You just have to accept and adapt this lifestyle, and if you are not used to live this way, then please consider your decision to move to a new country again. Number 7 is if you don't like winters. Guys, winters in Canada can be really harsh. Sometimes temperatures go as below as minus 20 degrees Celsius, and if you are living in provinces like Manitoba or Saskatchewan, it can even go to minus 35 degrees Celsius. Last year, the feels like temperature in Toronto was minus 35 on one day. So there can be snowstorm, there can be freezing rain, and sometimes the days are so bad that the car cannot move forward because of too much of snow on road. Even the public transportation services are shut off because the buses cannot move forward. But it only happens for a day or two. In my 2 years in Canada, I have only seen a day like that, probably once or twice, not more than that. And the other thing is, even if the weather gets pretty bad sometimes, most of the time your colleges, your job locations or any other business where you are working on will be open because people here are used to it, and it hardly affects as far as the transportation services are open. So please keep that in mind. The winters here will be almost from November first week to March last week or April first week. So almost 6 months, and there will be 6 months of summer and spring. If you don't like winters or if your body is not capable enough to handle low temperatures, then please consider your option to move to Canada again. You might not like the harsh 6 months of winter. So that's all for this video, guys. Hope you have liked this video. If yes, do give thumbs up. And these are just the 7 things which you need to keep in mind before coming to Canada, so you will have realistic expectations of what you will find in this country. Of course, there are many positives too, and I'm already working on a video on it. Make sure to subscribe in order to get an update on that. And if you are watching my video for the first time, make sure to check out my other videos on life in Canada, student experiences in Canada. So bye bye, take care, and see you in the next video.